Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel belal Language School. Today we are going to learn about the full formation of date and year in English. Now on top of this whiteboard you will find some written on top of the box. First one and one in numerals and one in words. This is cardinal number. And in the right side of the board you'll find on top of this box first with number and some letters, and first with some words, and first in words. Here I will discuss how to write and tell the date and years in full forms. Here you will find the full conception or idea of writing and telling of date and years. In different way I'm talking about this. Okay, now first on the corner of the board you'll find here I have written first. First in Bengali meaning prothom. Firstly, prothomoto. First, prothom. Firstly, prothomoto. This form you will find in different way, but if you would like to use this form in time and date, at the time you have to tell this sentence or phrasal words. This phrasal word is the first day of January 2009. In this way you have to tell at the time of speaking English. Second, dityo. And here you have to tell this word or the second you have to use in words or phrase on the second day of January 2019. In here I'm telling 2019, but in the time of writing or telling the date you can't use 2019. You have to say 2019. 2019. This will be discussed later. And this one number here I'm telling about the date. This date will be fixed and this has been written on the board, and you can use in confidently in English because this has been taken from different foreign grammar. And according this first, second, third you can use it. Fourth, and at the same way first at the end of the word you'll find st, and second also at the end of the word you'll find nd, and third you'll find at the end of the word rd, and after third you have to write fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, and like this way you have to complete this part, and like this way you have to complete this part, and 11th is will be written accordingly. But after 20 you have to write 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th. Like this way you have to write and you have to tell this date in English. And in this way you have to write 31st, 32nd, 33rd, 34th. Like this way you have to write and tell this date in English accordingly. And here first number I have done, and this will be used both writing and telling the date in English. And second part I'm telling here, and these two you will find in writing. Second here, these two you will find in writing. In writing means January 7th, the month before the date. This is American system, and you have to tell this date 7th January. 7th January you have to tell this date accordingly. This is American system. And second you will find in 7th January. This is Britain or British system. This is a British system. Here day before the month, but you will write this on your script writing any letter application, and but at the time of telling this date you have to tell before the 7th you have to write the article, and after the 7th you have to use the preposition of the 7th of January. And this is the two types of written you always find at the time of reading or writing. You will find these two types. And here after these two types, first I told you about the 1st to 31st, and second I told you you are always getting these two types of form at the time of writing and reading. And later you'll find here entirely in figures. Sometimes you can write these types of date at the time of writing application, later or email. Here sometimes you can write 03 or 7 2 or 19 or 2019. And this you can write keeping dot in between the numbers, month, date and years. And secondly you can write month, day and years by keeping hyphen in between them or among them, month, day and year. And later you can write like this way by keeping oblique or slash. 7 3 20 19. 7 this is day, 3 this is month, and 2019 this is year. And here before we are using month, day, year. Here we are using day, month, year. You can write these types of form, but at the time of telling this form you have to tell this. This formation is here March 7 2019. Again March 7 comma 2019. Sometimes you can use comma and sometimes you can drop the comma. That's not problem, but most of the people they are using this comma in present now. And second you can use this type. And 7th is a day. 3rd May. 3rd this is the 7th. 3rd May. 7th is a month. 3rd May, but at the time of telling you have to use a day first. 3rd May 2019. Again 3rd May 2019. 3rd May comma 2019. Day, month, year. But if you find this formation in confusion, which will be before and after, and month is before or day is before, if you find this confusion at the time of writing and telling, you don't at the time of telling you have to write, or you have to tell this, or you can write these types of form, and by this way you can remove or you can deny the confusion by writing this. If you write this, there is no confusion. If you write this, sometimes you can find the confusion. But in our nowadays in the application we find this at the time of writing this formation, we find watermark day, month, year. To remove the confusion, they are using these types of watermark. And by this way we have completed the 3rd number entirely in figures. 2 number this formation we have written. And first number we always tell these types of form at the time of writing essay, paragraph and etc. At the time of year using these types of formation. And by this way you have completed 1, 2 and 3. Now we are going to move the number 4. Now we are going to number 4. Here some question and answer. 4 number question, and we have learned the date in these 3 figures. Now, and in these 3 figures, in this 4 way we can ask the question to know the answer of date. And these 3 types of question meaning is same, but question can be different. What's the date today? Aaj kon din? Aaj kon tarik? Second number, what's date is it? What's date is it? Again, first number, what's the date today? Second number, what's date is it? Third number, what is today's date? What is today's date? And fourth number, what date is your birthday? তোমার জন্ম তারিখ কবে? And fourth number, what day is this? আজ কি বার? What day is this? আজ কি বার? And by this way you can ask the question to inform or to know about the date of the year. And these four types of question you can ask, but meaning is same. And you also give the answer of these four types of question in four ways. Number one, this is 5 number answer of the question of the date. It's January the 1st. It's January the 1st. And second, it's the 19th without telling the name of month. Without telling the name of month, you can tell the answer. And third, it's the 19th January. You can tell the date and month like this way. And fourth number, you can say before the date, you can use the month. It's January 19th. And also at the time of day, you can give the answer, it's Monday. It's Monday. Sometimes you can use the preposition before Monday, but here they are telling no position here. That's why we don't say on before Monday. And it will be used without preposition. And by this way you have completed 4 and 5 number. 4 number is question. By this way you can ask the question to know the date, and by this answer you can give the answer of this type of 4 question. You can give the answer in these 4 ways. In 6th, now we are moving here. 6 number, years. Here we are telling the time and question. 6th number, we are telling about the year, how to write years in different situation, or how to tell that year to someone. And here we know we are finding the years in 4 digits nowadays, and that's why we are using these 4 digits to tell the years to someone. And here year are normally divided into 2 parts. Again, year are normally divided into 2 parts, and these 2 parts is first 2 digit is 1 part and another 2 digit is second part. First 2 digit and second 2 digit, and this is very informative to tell the time or years to someone. And 2 digit here 2019, but in the numerals sometimes we say 2019, but at the time of telling the years you must drop 20,000. You will tell 2019. In between these 2 number in written, you must use hyphen as a compound word. That's why you must put hyphen in between them. And second number, here we are using this is for written and this is for telling. Spoken, this is for spoken, and this is for written. Here you can, first we are telling this, and second for every formation I have given, and out of this formation you cannot find anything. Everything has been included here. So look at and listen to me here. 1600, at the time of 2 digit before the 2 0, you have to tell 1600. Don't use 1000. Don't use 1600. You have to tell 1600. And another formation is 16002. And this, when you'll find this first 2 digit and after it you will find a 0 and another numerals of 1 digit or unit digit, at the time this 0 will be converted into O, OW or O. This one you can use from these three. Any one you can use from these three. 1, 2, 3. O, O, O. So I'm using 1602. 1602. 1602 or 1602. No problem. Anyone you can use, but we'll not say this 0. And here you'll find 20 in between the two numerals. And at the time you will say, you can say this answer in two ways. 2001. 2001. Anyone you can use from here. And second, you can tell 2001. 2001. You can tell this answer in two ways. 2001 or 2001. In this way you can tell this answer. And after 6 number you will find the 7 number here. 7 number here you can tell this formation is 2012, like this way. 2012. 2012, or you can say 2012. You can say 2012. This is the exact telling style of date or years. And this is 2012 or 2012. And here, by this way, we have completed the 6 number part. Now we are moving 7 number part. 7 number part, you will find here BC. Sometimes you find these types of word, sometimes you find these types of abbreviation, here. This abbreviation is used at the time of reading the foreign book of English. And sometimes you'll find BC. What's the BC? BC, before the birth of Christ. BC, before the birth of Christ, or before Christ, or before the birth of Jesus, or before the birth of Jesus. We tell him Isa alayhi salam. So BC is used when the prophet Jesus or Isa was born, and before his born the date is called BC. And you know, when your father was born, you can divide the age into 3 parts. Means your grandfather was born before 10 years of your father born. And you also can tell you or your brother or sister was born after 20 years of your father born. Like this way, the Christianity Institute or those who have written the date, they are using these types of words, before and after. Before the Christ, BC, and after the Christ, AD. After the Christ also they are telling Anno Domini in Latin word. Anno Domini in Latin word. This meaning is years of our Lord. Means years of Christianity, Lord. And after the birth of Christ or Jesus. So time is divided into 2 parts. Before the birth of Jesus, after the birth of Jesus. Before the birth of Jesus, BC. After the birth of Jesus, AD. But there is a short history. When they are Christian people, they are writing the date of English. At the time they are using the date after 4 years of Jesus born. But it is unknown to us. Here BC and AD already I have told you. And after these 2 abbreviation we will find BCE, CE. This is common nowadays. Most of the people, they are using BCE and CE. BCE and CE. BCE means before common era. CE, common era. Same word. BC and BCE. AD, CE. Means here those who believe in Christianity and those who believe in God, they are using these 2 words. But those who are non-believers or common people, they deny to use these 2 abbreviation. They are using another abbreviation to understand the Christian era. And they are using BCE, before common era, means same CE, common era. They are using as a common era, not Christ. They don't believe in God, they don't believe in prophet, so they are using common era. But time is, or date is, or year is same, but their understanding is different. And we are writing here BCE, before common era. It is used instead of BC. Where you can write BC, there you can write BCE, no problem. And it is used nowadays. Where you can write AD at CE, common era, it's used instead of AD. And where you have to use 80, instead of 80 you can use CE, no problem. And this is common nowadays. And here the position of these these four items, where you have to place this abbreviation. And here I have written BC is placed after the numbers. After the numbers of the years you can use BC. After the numbers of the years you can use BC. 10 BC or 10 BCE. And before the numbers of the years, AD is used both before and after of the number of years. CE, AD 10 or AD 10. Before and after, anywhere you can use CE or AD, but BCE you must use after the years you must use. So by this way we have completed these types of formation here, or in this way you can learn all the formation of writing years in different way. And here we have found it full-fledged. There is a completion, total completion I have written here, and I'm telling this. If you learn, if you revise it, then you can give the answer and you can ask the question correctly by using this any formation of here. And this has been taken from different grammar book of foreign language. And here after this I would like to tell some words or which is important. Now I'm coming back. 8 number here you will find 1 year. You'll find 1 year. 1 year means 12 months. 12 months. How many months are there in 1 year? There are 12 months in a year. Or how many days in a year? There are 365 or 366 days in a year. How many weeks are there in a year? There are 52 weeks in a year. So this is the formation of this month and days and week. And you know the 7 days make a week, or there are 7 days in a week. I didn't write here because it's it's better. And here after this another formation of date. Here you can find decade. Decade Bangla doshok. Decade here, decade, if you would like to write and tell this at the time, you will write is like this: the 1980s. After the 0 you have to put S of small letter, and this is called the 1980s. You tell 1980s and you write like this. You will tell this and you will write like this. This is the writing system of decade. Decades means 10 years, 10 বছর. And by this way I have completed the decade. Here another formation of decade is decade, 10 years. Already I have written decade here, 10 years or 1 century. No, decade is 10 years. And after writing this, another formation is century. 1 century, 100 years. 1 century, 100 years are in 1 century. And 100 years you have to convert in decade. 10 decades. 10 decades make 100 years. And by this way I have completed 10 number. And now we are going to talk about 11 number. 11 number here I have written here 1 millennium. 1 millennium, it is relating to years. 1 millennium, it's 10 centuries. 10 centuries means 1 century is 100 years, 10 century is 100 years, 100 years is 1 millennium, and after this you have to 1 millennium is 100 decades. 100 decades or 1000 years. 1000 years are in 1 millennium. This is relating to you. After this, here I'm telling about another formation. Another formation means this is 11 number. Now 12 number. 12 number here you will find. In the 12 number, you can see here some term of English, and we know anniversary. Anniversary means which tells us about the event after completion of 25th years of any event. The silver jubilee is observed, and a ruby 14th after completion of any event of 40th years we can observe by ruby jubilee, and golden jubilee after completion of any event for 15th year we can observe golden jubilee, and after 60 years of any events we can observe the anniversary as a diamond jubilee. And here after completion this, now here after 17th years we can observe after completion of 70 years of any event we can use platinum jubilee. After completion of 70 years of any event we can use platinum jubilee. And by this way I have completed our today's lesson on date and years. How to learn date and years in fully I have completed here, and we have to revise it 3 or 4 times, and by this way we will be able to understand all the formation of writing and telling part of date and years in years confidently. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you find this video helpful for you, then you can hit the subscribe button and watch the full video. Thank you so much. Okay, bye bye. Have a nice day.